Okay, with this video, I just want to do a quick introduction and then talk a little bit about the course structure. I feel like since I've been teaching the course, I've noticed that it's extremely helpful if students understand sort of the way the course is structured and the way it works. So in terms of my background, after graduate school, I finished up at the University of Urbana-Champaign, and I worked for a nonprofit shop, kind of what in the business is called a soft money shop, a completely grant funded shop in North Dakota. And in that position, I wrote many grants, large federal grants, and was a principal investigator on my first grant project there, doing some evaluation research, different things like that. Since coming to Ball State, I've worked on about $7 million worth of grant funded projects since I've been here. I've worked in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and then most recently over the last years worked in India with Afghan faculty members. So worked on a number of international projects that have been funded by the World Bank, the US State Department, primarily. So I have a lot of experience writing grants, and then I also evaluate grants for the Department of Education. I've been doing that for a few years, and I've read a lot of grants, very detailed grants, and evaluated them and gave feedback on them and evaluated the project. That's also, as a side note, just really helpful to learn more about grant writing, that kind of process. And then my wife for this course is almost like a unpaid consultant, because she has a lot of experience. She's worked for the Sponsored Programs Office at Ball State, doing grant proposal management for many years. She's kind of my expert and my go-to for budgets, and then she has also worked a lot more with foundations than I have, and submitting foundation grants. So she gives me a lot of really valuable feedback and information related to the course. So in terms of the course structure, what I would say is that I think when a lot of courses that I had, graduate courses, you started off right away, getting information and learning about the course and stuff, but generally like your project, sometimes you didn't have to really have fleshed out until like the mid-semester, if it was a paper or research project. This class is different, and I think this class, like, you really need to hit the ground running right away. You really need to start working on your project idea right away, because each section, basically what we're going to do throughout this course is write a proposal, and you're going to write one section. It's almost kind of like throughout the mid part of the semester, it's one section each week that we're working on, like needs section. And for a grant proposal, each section builds on the next section, or on the previous section in a sense. So your needs section will inform what you write as your goals and objectives. By the time you get to the evaluation section, you're evaluating what objectives you put in your goals and objectives section. So each of the sections build. So if you don't get the kind of project idea and the initial things sorted out, then it kind of becomes a compounded problem over time, and it's really harder to go back and fix that later on down the line than to fix it early. So I would say it's good to start right away. Work out the project idea. I'm gonna upload a video kind of connected to this video that's specifically on the project idea. So I'm gonna try to give you some feedback and some things to avoid in terms of the project idea. Another thing I would say about the structure of the course is that I think the book is really helpful. In particular, the primary, the only grant writing book you'll ever need, whether you have the 4th or 5th edition, both editions will work. And it's not a lot of, I don't feel like it ever takes me a very long time to read through the chapters. I've read them a few times, so maybe it makes it easier, but it's generally, a half hour, so I can sit down and read through the chapter, or the amount of reading that's assigned for the week. But I think the book really is helpful in helping you outline some of the different sections and to figure things out. So again, start early. The other thing with this class is if you do get the proposal, if by the mid part of the semester you have a solid idea of what you want to do, and you've worked out your proposal idea and you're building each section on the last section and making revisions, by the end of the course, you should be in good shape. I mean, the last 3 weeks of the course, the way I structured it this semester, we're doing our appendix and our final, kind of evaluation of the proposal, but that should give you a lot of time for editing the proposal, for getting, any final feedback, but making some tweaks and adjustments. But if you have it laid out, you should be in good shape. And so the last thing I just want to say is that this course will, I think, give you, if you've never wrote a grant before, it will give you a very, very practical understanding. I mean, by the end of this course, you'll be able to go out and write a grant. Now, in other videos, I'm going to try my best to plead with you not to submit a large federal grant, to keep it to a more manageable project for, for a semester. And especially if it's your first time writing a grant, to write a smaller foundation grant. But this course will prepare you for grants. Like they basically always have all the same sections. It's, your need, what is the problem or issue, the goals and objectives, the evaluation, all those things are kind of consistent, whether it's a large federal grant or a smaller foundation grant. So this course will help you do that. And I think the why of grants is that you can really create, one, it's good job security. I mean, most places around the country are going to want people. You're going to be in high demand if you can actually bring in resources and things, whether you're working at a university or in public offices or nonprofits or any of those different domains. I think people with grant writing skills are needed. But also in those jobs, you can create, I think, projects that you genuinely care about. Like it's a way to work on issues or address things that you care about and you're concerned about, and generally speaking, that are positive and good for the community. And I think that even if, grant writing isn't something that you decide to focus on after this course will still give you a really solid foundation in how to develop a project, think through a project, and how to develop a proposal, to sort of lay out a project. All right, hope this is helpful. And I'll probably I try to keep them short because I wouldn't want to listen to kind of a long-winded talk on some of these topics, but I'll try to keep them specific and to the point and post them throughout the semester. They're optional, but just there to kind of help you.